Okay, so we have got Sammy here with us, who has got 98,000 followers on Instagram. Wow. It's pretty impressive. She mainly, I would say, is this fair to that 95% of your content is nails? Yes. Or yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because that's what can be tricky, is how can you time after time make your manicure look interesting, and also, hopefully you don't mind me revealing this secret, but you're not professionally trained. You're
just kind of, it's always been a hobby. So it started out with nail art, and then kind of I started a blog and then an Instagram, and it all just kind of grew from there.
So what we need to learn is, as trained manicurists, how on earth does Sammy have 98,000 followers, and how can we get more? So you're the person to tell us everything.
Yeah, so like I say, I started my blog, The Nailosaurus, in 2010, and ever since then it's kind of grown. I've gone into lots of opportunities. I've kind of had my tutorials in a book. I wrote for Glamour magazine for a bit, and I've won Scratch Stars Best UK Nail Blogger a couple of times. So I really come from like a content and digital background. My day job as well, I work in digital marketing, so I do social media and email marketing for brands. So yeah, I'm just here to talk about Instagram, really, and as how you can use it as a marketing tool for your business.
So at Renew, we love digital because it's really objective. We can pull facts, we know what's happening, we know who's engaging, but how do you do that on Instagram? How do I work everything out?
So that's the great thing about digital and social media, is that instant feedback loop that you get from your followers. So before I came here today, I ran some polls on my Instagram stories. So my audience on Instagram is 95% female.
Yeah, and actually you've all got leaflets that you can flick through, because it actually has got the polls in there.
So like I say, 95% of these people who responded were female, and 65% of them are aged between 18 and 34. So that's probably your kind of demographic, your clients. So 73% of them, which is nearly 1 in 4, have used an image from Instagram as inspiration for their next salon manicure. So they've probably seen something on Instagram, taken a screenshot, and then taken that to their nail tech. So their nail tech may or may not be able to recreate that, but the idea is that we get them seeing your content, screenshotting that, and coming to you. The next number, 37% of these have made an appointment at a nail salon just based on their Instagram profile alone. So it's not a huge number, but it's enough to convince me that accepting appointments by DM would probably be a good idea. And 58% of people said it was important for a tech or salon to have an Instagram profile. So,
and when you did this poll, did anyone share any insights as to why it's useful for a salon?
Yeah, so I followed that up with why. Why is it important? Why, as a customer, do you think it's important? So the responses in yellow, if you will turn the page, we're asking, so I had about 70 answers. So in yellow, people wanted to know if you were credible. So are you a reputable business? How do you treat your customers? And are you seen as a modern business? One respondent in pink, and this was quite a nice answer, said that they saw it as a window to see the creativity and personalities of nail techs. And in blue, the overwhelming majority said they viewed your Instagram profile as a portfolio. So they were there to check what you could do if you were good at nails, basically. So people are checking your Instagram profile. They're also checking pictures that you're tagged in. So it's really important that your profile really displays like what you're really good at and what you can do. So in terms of creating content on Instagram, there's kind of, I would put it into 4 categories. So you've got your posts, stories, your bio and profile, and then IGTV. So posts are the ones that make up your grid. Yeah. So that's everyone knows what an Instagram post is. So that could be a single image, a couple of images, or a video up to 60 seconds long. And then stories are, they kind of sit right at the top of the home feed. So they're really in prime position, and everybody should really be posting Instagram stories. They disappear after 24 hours unless you highlight them on your profile. And then your bio is kind of a continuation of your content. Obviously, it's just really important to keep it up to date. You also want people to be able to see who you are, where you are, and what you do just from looking at your profile. So just stay on top of that.
And on your nail account, on your stories, sometimes it feels like I run out of content of just nails. Would you recommend doing some personal stuff? Or?
Yeah, I think stories are a great way to show behind the scenes of your business and a bit of personality, as we've said. So I quite often, my stories are not always nail focused. I kind of like, I'll talk, I'll do like a little sort of vlog, sort of talking thing. And yeah, just general updates. It's really a good place to talk about products. We were talking earlier about you post a new product and then people will respond straight away because they're interested. So people are really keen to engage with stories and message you back. So that's my favorite part about stories.
And is there different content should go on different areas? Is that correct? On my grid, should I have some content, I guess, more of nails? On stories could be maybe more about me?
I would say so, yeah. As, you know, going back to this portfolio thing, so your grid is going to be one of the first things that people look at. So really polished content, really show off your skills there. And then stories are more normally a little more rough around the edges. So they're gone in 24 hours. So if they're not perfect, no one really cares.
And should I watermark my pictures?
I do.
Okay.
It depends how precious you are about it, really. So if people... I've had content stolen. So Avon in like Saudi Arabia stole my photos and put them in one of their Avon magazines. So that was annoying. They actually photoshopped the watermark out anyway. So sometimes it doesn't make a difference.
And is there anything you can do about that? I mean, it's a great problem to have.
You can make it harder to Photoshop.
Yeah.
I think it is good if the goal is to get your content shared, reposted by other profiles.
Yeah.
Then add your watermark so people can find you even if you're not credited properly when they repost.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to mention IGTV. So that stands for Instagram TV. And this is quite a new feature by Instagram standards. It's just over a year old. And the idea here is that you upload longer videos. So sort of up to 60 minutes you can upload.
Wow.
And it's like a video channel, almost like a YouTube channel, but just on Instagram. And again, vertical video viewed on mobile, so we can.
So if I don't have a video camera, can I film on my phone?
Yeah.
Is that?
I think filming on your phone is ideal. Obviously, stories you would film on your phone.
Okay.
You can download loads of editing software. So if you wanted to film a tutorial and put together a bunch of clips, there was something in the App Store to help you do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to talk a bit more about posts. Like as I said, they make up your grid or your portfolio. Always use square or portrait images so that you just take up a lot of space on the screen. Landscape images on Instagram, as you're scrolling, just look. They're a lot smaller and they're not going to demand as much attention. And you don't always have to share just pictures of your work, so you can talk about products in your posts, maybe nail art trends, and interiors are really popular on Instagram. So if you have a really good looking salon, take pictures of it and share it, because people will come to your salon to take pictures like in front of your flower wall or in front of a wall like this. So bear that in mind. Always use relevant captions and hashtags, and we'll talk about. I think we're going to talk about hashtags a lot more. And also bear in mind that not everyone who sees your posts will know who you are. So they may have followed you because they saw one thing that they liked that you post, or they might see you on a hashtag and it's completely out of context. So maybe in the caption of every post, just remind them who you are, just with a little copy and paste every time.
And how do I get my nail pictures to look good? Because I see some accounts where I'm like, wow, that manicure looks incredible. The nails are really shiny.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You don't need anything fancy.
Okay.
I think if you have like a fairly modern phone with a good camera, that's good enough. I'm sure most of you guys use your phones to take your nail pictures. Lighting's key, okay. I think. So I use an LED lamp with all kinds of settings that you can change. And I brought this along today, but this is like a clip-on ring light. So they sell them as like selfie lights. So it makes you look nice. But if you flip it around, it's really good for on the go, and great for taking pictures of nails.
You said to post stories all the time. Is that literally any point that I can, or?
Yeah, I would say post them kind of at regular intervals. Every time you post your story, you get bumped a bit forwards on the list of stories that are waiting to be watched.
Okay.
So the more you post, the more often you post, the more chance you have of that being seen. You can also use polls, those polls that I mentioned earlier. I did in Instagram stories, polls, questions, hashtags, and locations. Just use all the features that that Stories has for you.
And should I have a normal account or a business account on Instagram?
So if you haven't already, you can convert to a business account, and that gives you unlocks loads of insights about your content and your profile. So it's data, and that can be scary, but they put it into like really easy to read format. So nice tables and grids for us. It can be very easy to get caught up in followers and likes, because those are the numbers that people can see on your profile. But that may not always be a good indication of whether Instagram's working for you, because as we were talking about earlier, people can have hundreds of thousands of followers and then their posts don't get very many likes. Chances are they've bought followers, or their content's just not good. So pay attention to other things that people are doing besides liking. So people might be saving your photos. You'll see all of this with Business Insights. If people save your photos, it's because they want to go back to it later. People might share your photos in a DM, in which case you've sparked a conversation between someone and their friend. So it's about looking beyond the surface and seeing what people did because of your content, not just how many likes did I get.
So I can't do that without a business account?
No, not without.
Does everyone here have a business account? Yeah?
Yeah? So you guys already know. I'm preaching to the choir. Reach as well is a metric that I'm completely obsessed with. So basically, if I want to know what content's done well, I look at what has the highest reach. So, and you can learn from that just from the content, which hashtags did you use, and that's how I kind of continue that content creation, is just by kind of not replicating, growing and making it better, but looking at what's done well and trying to do that again.
So on hashtags, where on earth do you start? Like, how many should I use? How do I do it? What should I say?
Yeah. So you can use up to 30 hashtags per post, which sounds like a lot, but I tend to have a bank of hashtags which are suitable generally. So like hashtag gel nails, hashtag nail art. Gel nails actually has, I looked before I came here today, 16 million posts. So if you're using that hashtag, chances are you're going to get, if you only use gel nails, chances are you'll get lost in the crowd. So go to that hashtag, click around on the post, see what hashtags those other posts are using. You can look at your competitors, you can look at other nail accounts that are doing really well, and you're looking for hashtags that are popular but not too popular. So anything with kind of like 50,000 posts is a good place to start.
And should I put my hashtags in with my comments, or should I put them in with my posts?
Yeah. So anything that if you comment a hashtag on your own photo, that still works as a hashtag. So I tend to comment my hashtags on my own posts instead of putting in the caption, because it just looks a bit neater.
Can I have them sort of preloaded and change a few of them, or do I really need to change them each time?
I would try and use new ones. I've just because I found that if I use the same ones all the time, it kind of loses its effectiveness. So mix it up. Also, always use hashtags that are relevant to what's in the post, not just the same general ones all the time. So if it's glitter, use glitter nail art. If it's a gradient, use gradient nail art.
Okay.
And local hashtags are really useful. So if wherever you're based, your town or your city, use that in your hashtag. So for example, hashtag London nail salon, because people nearby will be searching for that. It's actually how I found my hairdresser. So it does work, I promise.
So managing Instagram feels like a full-time job. How do you do it? Is there any tips, tricks, tools that you use to do it?
There are a couple of pieces of software that you can use online. So my favorite is Planoly.
Okay.
I think that's how you say it, but I could be wrong. And that lets you plan out your Instagram feed, your grid. You can schedule in your content, so it will post automatically, so you don't have to be on Instagram every day. You can also save your hashtags in there. So some people save it as a note on their phone, but in Planoly you can kind of save different groups of hashtags. So if you do the same sort of posts all the time, you can save those in your hashtags. And it also has like a drag and drop. So some people like to have like a theme or really plan out the way that their grid's going to look. So it's really good for letting you do that. And
I hear that sometimes using these platforms means that Instagram doesn't favour me. Is that the case with Planoly or not? I'm
fairly sure Planoly is an official Instagram partner, so that's not going to cause you any troubles.
So that's
it's
what I need
legit.
to look for, is an official partner, and then it shouldn't cause any problems.
And it is free as well. There's a free version, which is what I use, and it's fine for me.
Okay.
But you can pay, I think it's about £6 a month for a couple of extra features.
Okay. Amazing. Twitter, Facebook, what should I be doing? Should I do those? Should I not do those?
I think Instagram is probably the main one. I don't know if you guys would all agree for us, because it's very visually led, as the industry is. So, and we know from user numbers that more people use Instagram than use Twitter. So I would stick with Instagram. Facebook's is a good one as well. For advertising, you kind of need like Facebook and Instagram together if you're going to branch out into that. But you can manage them all. Again, there's tools that you can use. So one of my favorites is Buffer. Okay. That's a nice cheap one. And Sprout Social. And these kind of act as like a dashboard for your social media. So you can schedule content in there. You can also manage everything incoming. So all your DMs and comments from all your social media profiles in the same place, which can save a lot of time and help you keep more organized, really.
Amazing. Any other tips that we need to know from the world of Instagram?
I wanted to go back a bit to captions and kind of getting discovered and engaging with other accounts on Instagram. So it's important to tag brands that you use. So use their name as a hashtag, tag them in the photo and mention them in the comments. And as Claire was saying earlier, as on the brand side, you really appreciate when people...
Yeah, it helps. But, particularly for Emma, if you want us to repost, it's difficult for us to go through every single one of your Instagram accounts. So if you're tagging us, then it makes it a lot easier. Do you guys do that? Do you tag the brands you're working with? Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Good. And you can even tag your clients. So chances are you tag someone and they'll share that picture to their story. So you're reaching their friends, which is... is a local audience and very relevant to you.
And do you think that's okay? Can I just say to my client, what's your Instagram?
I think so. I mean, it's up to you guys. You're sat there chatting, and it's a good reminder for them to follow you as well, and you to follow them back. So it kind of keeps you in touch as well.
Any other points that we've missed, Sammy?
I don't think so.
No?
There was one more tool I want, Linktree.
Okay.
So you can only use one link in the bio of your Instagram profile bio. So typically you just link to like the homepage of your website. But if there are more things that you talk about and that you want to link to, so maybe it's your location on Google Maps or straight to your price list, just to make things easier for your customers, Linktree kind of acts as a middleman. It's like a landing page, and you can have a list of links instead of just the one. Again, there's a free version, and you can pay a little bit of money if you want some more options with that.
And do you think when I am posting, should I put my location? Is that beneficial or not?
Yes, that was another thing. So having your location set up on Instagram is important. It can be a bit hit or miss. If you've got your address on your Facebook page linked to Instagram, it sometimes works. Sometimes you have to go to Facebook and check in, and then that eventually feeds through to Instagram. But having your location lets other people check in and lets you also let people know where you are.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much, Sammy.
Thank you, guys.